The waves lap gently upon the piers of East Landing's shore. A large, flattish island strengthens East Landing's naval defenses. The Bilgewater sails the southern channel, a twin of the north. Sea bastions overlook the ship's trek in the pre-dawn twilight. Their cannons lie still as the ship breaches through into the wild blue yonder. Meanwhile, an outfit and an ID, a screwdriver and an envelope, a bird mask, a black cloak, unseen and unheard. The mailman makes the deposit. Welcome to Bloodwine. Hello!
Hello!
I like that. It's quick and punchy.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Like I said, it has flow. It's good. It works.
Yeah.
It's a system.
It's a system. So welcome back. Welcome back. We have a new intro. I have escaped from Plaid. I'm now in an apartment that I am not hectically trying to pack, so that's nice.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
I'm back in the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Back in the hallway.
I am still in the living room.
Yep, I'm still where I've always been.
With Mimikyu in the background. Chilling.
And we're all here together today to gather.
Yeah.
Before we start, I'm thinking of doing a bit of
benediction.
I'm glad that someone else got the low-key Catholic vibes. I've been binge listening to a podcast for a long time called the Believe It or Not podcast, and it's like someone who grew up a person in the world around the presence of Christianity, and someone else who grew up really hardcore deep in the church, and both of them talking about not doing it like atheists dunking on Christianity kind of thing, but more of a genuine, these are the problems with the organizations and structures within the church itself and, certain social protocols. And so, my entire brain has been, church focus. The end of every sentence, I keep thinking the Lord, and I'm like, no,
and
I haven't
also
done
with
that
you.
since I was a kid. Exactly. And it's wild because so much of it is about Protestant stuff and I was born religious. I just didn't end up growing up religious, but I was born Catholic, and Catholicism. When you don't talk to Protestants much, you think, okay, it's Christianity. We all believe in Jesus. It's all the Bible. It's the same book. But it's weird medieval ritual magic, and then Protestants are different D&D classes. You've got snake preachers and sorcerers and incanters. And meanwhile, Catholicism is sit, stand, listen to the Lord. The priest reads the Bible. We all sing at the same time. Sit, stand, go in confession, shame, and you're out of here. Come back next week.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I started laughing because when you said you were born Catholic, I pictured just a baby being born with a cross in there.
Well, if they're being born Catholic, they'd be I don't know, they would have a weird looking face with and they'd have one hand going like this and the other hand doing a this or something.
I just like the implication that you could be born and you're just holding a religious symbol and it's just he's Catholic. All right, cool.
Nah, put it back.
Well, you joke, but realistically, if you're Catholic, there is kind of a ticking clock, Zelda with the low life, didun, didun, where you're going okay, I have a baby, I gotta dunk it quick. There's a holy water, quick, I gotta dunk him. I gotta put him in the Jesus safe zone to get him out of hell.
Yeah.
No, can't touch this one, Satan, can't touch it. He got dunked.
You got a baby tucked under your arm, you're sprinting in the middle of someone else's baptism. You just there's a slosh, the priest is drenched, and you're safe!
No, it's it'd be the priest that goes safe. Yeah.
So, I'm thinking we do a little bit of an opener.
Mm-hmm.
instead of being yourselves, I have 3 roles. I'll let you choose amongst yourselves. Someone is the Imperial Messenger, someone is a Light Guard, and someone is a Heavy Guard. As per security protocols, you guys are a trio that is always present with the Empress. Like, you're not always there, but, like, you're the person who goes to collect notes from meetings and bring them to, like, the messenger post. You basically just have one route, which is through a tunnel. And you guys are getting together to grab a parcel. So who
Light
knows
Guard.
what?
I'll be the Light Guard.
I want to be the messenger.
Okay, that leaves Heavy Guard for me.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys have a certain liberty, but within certain restrictions in terms of how you dress. So as a messenger, you are allowed to wear some armor, and you're allowed to be very lightly armed, but you're not supposed to fight, period. You're just supposed to run. As a Light Guard, you don't have like a shield or anything, but you're expected to be armored, you're expected to have a ranged weapon, and a Heavy Guard, you are expected to have a shield, and then a multitude of melee weapons for various situations, as well as armor. So, tell me what you guys look like in Imperial regalia.
This messenger has like a. I don't think he wears armor. He has like a really bright yellow tunic. You know, like he stands out. It's kind of like yellow with the gold trim. You know, if they're in a fight, this is the guy that you see immediately. And I think he has exactly one very small, almost like a tool knife that he keeps on his belt just in case. But he's not going to use it.
Alright, so you're very much dressed like... You're not dressed for the fact that you have to keep going to the messenger post. You're dressed for the fact that you're waiting in Imperial meetings to deliver messages.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Alright.
Heavy Guard. He is a human, but like... He's the kind of human where you just... Every single time you see this guy, you're just like, wow, you're tall. Like, even tall people are like, okay. Torgs are just like, oh, hey. But but humans are like, wow.
So you're like a loomer.
Yeah. He was hired namely because he looms, but also he's strong.
Yeah, are you... I presume you're not Link. Are you like Dorito big or inverted triangle big?
A Dorito. Hardcore Dorito.
Okay, so like high center mass.
Yeah.
Alright, what's your weapon and armor and shield kind of deal?
So shield, I feel like he would have a bastard sword. That seems pretty fitting. Big sword for big guy. And then he would have a full-on like tower shield that he would have on him that really only covers like his up to his shins, that he just kind of hoists around.
All right, so you've got something reasonably like large. You're basically just there to loom, and the Light Guard.
Light Guard. I'm thinking opposite of Heavy Guard. Like, very little, very agile, very thin.
You hide behind the big guard and stab from back there.
Yes, exactly.
What's your loadout?
Probably like daggers, a normal sword, a gun of some sort.
Okay, so like you've very much got like a couple things strapped to you and something over your shoulder, but you're there to like stand and look nice, whereas like the heavy, you're basically like in the back of the group with a sword kind of like hand on its handle just by the edge of the door kind of thing. Let's play a little game of security theater. I'm going to have you guys go through checkpoints. This isn't pass or fail, this is an improv opportunity. So you have entered the door, and you are in the pickup bay. There's a large, like, finely wrought, gold-trimmed, like, armored cart that messages are being loaded out of.
Oh, jeez, I gotta pick up. Oh, jeez, I don't remember it all.
Everybody just kind of, like, chuckles at the joke, because really you just sit there until they pass you a bag.
Maya's being very distracting today.
Yeah.
She loves you.
Yeah.
Just causing trouble.
Very
Trying to get in
attention
shot.
hungry.
She's
I can see her doing the...
Yes. That is exactly what she's doing.
So what are you doing?
Standing and looking pretty.
Alright. They take some time to unload, sort. They eventually come back, and they go with one hand open to take your empty bag and to give you a fresh messenger bag.
Oh, here you go.
Right. The swap is made, and you are headed back. You have to make it there for the dawn briefing.
Well,
What
All
time
right.
is it currently?
Almost dawn. You have to go.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. It's an improv game. I want to hear you guys describing the environment, telling me things that are happening.
oh, I'm running. I'm using my little legs to run.
I feel like I'm in full on like high knee jogging. Like he's picked up his shield and is kind of like huh, 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 all the while like high knee kicking. Like this dude's upper body does not move.
All right.
Oh my god.
You gather this and you start hoofing it. You make it to the far end of the loading bay, and you're at the first security door to the tunnel entrance.
Come on, let me into the tunnel. We gotta get into the tunnel.
Security code?
559.
All right. Security code 2?
Just let me in.
Alpha Tango 2.
All right. And they pass a form towards the light guard and go, can you sign here?
Yes, of course.
I'm hopping from foot to foot.
And they crack open the door.
I'm squeezing through and running.
All right. This is a tunnel that goes like underneath the streets and a bunch of other government buildings. So you go low and you start scampering. It's just like long, straight, narrow with a bit of a low ceiling. There's the occasional like vaulted archway to keep it stable.
I'm incredibly uncomfortable here.
I kind of like it in here. It's like being a rat.
I feel like my form has shifted from like being a perfect plank upright to like full on tilting forward.
Doing like almost
Basically
Michael
Naruto
Jackson.
running, and it would be comedic if it weren't for the fact that my head is like skimming the top. So it's
As
like,
long as you're in the middle of the archway and you're not too far on either side, you kind of like Gothic style, you go right there.
yeah.
All right, you get to the far end. There's another door.
Is there guards at this door?
Always.
Oh, come on. What time is it?
6:17.
Come on, let me through.
Authorization code 1.
We're in the tunnel. We already got in the tunnel. Why would you give me another code?
Come on, I know it's stupid. You gotta do the thing. It's a
I
number.
look at you dead, and there's like access codes are important.
Stupid. All we do is we run from the messenger room.
Give him the access code. We don't have time.
559.
Access code 2.
It's just like Queen Good.
All right, and of course the coded message. They just look at the light messenger, going, "What is today's secret?"
Apples.
Oh my god!
They open the door.
Who comes up with these secrets? What's secret about apples? I don't get it.
They're on sale in the market today. Move.
Okay, if you say so. It just seems
Alright.
weird.
This is how's the weather all over again.
So you open the door, you head through, closes behind you. It's a door the way you came in, but the way you've come out, it kind of just looks like another plank, like you know when they have like the, what's the word for it? It's all like the edge of a wall, and it's like this fancy siding-y, plaquey stuff on the walls.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It eludes me. Somebody help me out here.
Spackle.
No. It's like really, really old, like universities have it. Like it makes it look like it's a disguised door. It's all wood. It's just wood.
I don't know.
Okay, false door. I'll just say false door and keep going.
Okay.
Come on, we don't have time for descriptions. We're running late.
All right, you are in the middle of a hallway.
It's not Spackle.
I'm running. My little elf-like shoes are squeaking on the linoleum. Squeak, 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 as I'm running.
All right, you make your way down the hallway. There's a squeak, a clang, and then a whole bunch of like blades clattering against each other as you guys scamper. There is a T intersection. Is it a turn or straight?
Wait,
Right.
Right. Okay, I'm going right.
All right, you take the right turn and go across like an archway area that you can kind of see a mezzanine over. There's a bay window on the far side, and you can see like a curtain just starting to be pulled apart by a couple of attendants.
Oh no, that's the daily briefing curtain moving. Oh, that's an important part. We can't miss that. God, I'm gonna jump off the balcony and try and land to get in there on time.
It's a bay window.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's way too high. What are we gonna do?
There's a staircase down this way.
All right,
I'm starting running towards there.
you turn to the side, you go down the staircase. There's one last door. From there, there's a guard that like holds up a hand and holds up a stopwatch.
I take the bag out of your hand and hand it to him.
He just like holds up a hand going, wait for it. Morning briefing. And then he goes knock knock. It opens the door. And you can see that there's a number of attendants there while like the Empress is already there listening to like a couple of petitions from advisors, and like there's a few notes being put down on a nearby desk. You guys are inside her bedchamber.
Do I have the mail in my hand?
Yeah.
I triumphantly walk over like it was me the entire time and put it down where it's supposed to go. Just like not in front, but like off slightly to the right, within her arm's reach, but also not to as presented in front of her.
I have stooped down, like the lowest bow you can possibly do, like begging like a pathetic worm is to say, apologies for the tardiness, Your Majesty.
All right, so you, the messenger, you do the big bow. The heavy, you put down the bag and like open it up to ready for like the access of various mail documents. Light guard.
I'm gonna stand to like by the door, looking pretty.
All right, so you're just there by the door. The queen like finishes up a remark from someone and then goes and picks up a letter, like unseals it, gives it a look, and he goes, dictate, and passes it to the messenger.
Yeah, right, of course. Should the following concern Her Majesty, it seems that a number of the crops in the nearby kingdoms have had a surplus. And they continue in my good messenger voice.
This is the IRS. We are calling you to notify you of some discrepancies in your account.
Thank you very much. Okay. Would you put that down on the desk then?
Right, yeah, of course.
Okay, let's see. She finishes like having something affixed to her arm, like the dress tied up by the scruff of the arm, and then plucks another letter and then goes, kind of smiles, puts it down, and kind of goes, all right, do you know if there's anything special I should pick up? Anything heavy? Anything fancy looking?
Not that I saw. I mean, apples are on sale at the market, apparently, if you want some of those.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind. Right then, the other arm is like affixed. She and then you can see she goes and she picks up like a flat envelope. Most of these are in like coils, but some of them are like manila folders. One in particular is like a stack of legal documents that she like just pulls out and like puts down on the table to pick up later. She takes out one that's a very fine looking letter, and she's standing right in front of you and goes, right, so let's see here. As Sun and Croquill, want to combine a forgery and munitions roll?
Would love to. Would love to. Actually, I should double check my ritual on that one.
Ooh, a perfect average roll. 2 1s and 2 6s.
That's not the character sheet.
That is a 24.
Oh, we got pieces of paper being picked up and moved.
Sorry, that was Harlan's character sheet.
Oh, Harlan!
Harlan getting in the way. And also a
Killing
little bit
things,
of
making
the
coats.
Smashermania one. And that's 31.
Alright, so a 31 and a 24 makes for a 55.
Ooh.
Having just put on, like, a dress for the day, it's like being affixed from the back by an attendant, like tightening up the rear and making sure it's, like, up to snuff. She's standing right in front of, like, the messenger and the heavy guard, while there's a couple advisors in the background. And she opens up the letter, and there's a loud crack, and she is sprayed with black ink. It's on the ceiling, it's on the messenger, it is on you. A little bit flex onto the light guard, you in the background. A number of the other like attendants in the background are wiping it off of themselves, and it's spackled all over like a couple of books on a bookshelf, like a nice painting. You can see it's smeared on the tapestry.
As soon as it goes off, because I'm assuming it makes a noise. As soon as the noise goes off, I'm going, boom, and tackling the Empress.
I'm just standing there stunned, in shock, on my knees.
I'm going to, like, as soon as, like, you tackle the Empress, you're stunned. I'm going to, like, go for the letter. And start checking the other letters to make sure that there's nothing else in there.
Messenger Man's just like, my career is ruined. 20 years of work down the drain.
Oh, what am I going to tell the kids?
So the Empress is on the floor. There's a long smear over like a finely patterned silk rug of like just from the tackle and the landing. Like there's just a spray of black ink across it. She wipes a little bit from her face. There's obviously, she doesn't open her eyes. There's still a bit more. And she pauses and goes, Messenger?
Yeah?
What color is this ink?
Black? I'll go alert the guard captain.
Tell him it's the Rookers.
And I am sprinting out of the castle past the guard captain, and I'm not going to run until I'm not going to stop running until I'm out of this castle. I don't want no part of this.
So yeah, you just start bolting. The bag is still there on the ground while you're sitting there rifling through it. They're all just letters. You're there like on top of the Empress, as she's already said, like, it's the Rookers. And she's there for a quarter of a second. And she goes, Guard?
We need. Do we need to get you out of here?
Fight them!
Right.
Alright, so let's go to the party. You are on open ocean. You took care of last second's mission. It was done. Headed out to port. What do you guys remember from the last game?
So I remember Jane doing a whole bunch of going way too fucking far into a building.
Yep.
And also a debate for Evangelion. A not so subtle Evangelion debate.
Evangelion.
Well, point being, you guys are on the seas outside of East Landing. You were out on some rookery missions. You guys have to make your way back down to the city you were being trained out of. It's a town called Sepulchre Station to the far south. Why don't we pull up the maps? It is not dawn yet. You guys left like really, really early morning, middle of the night kind of thing. Like the job was done and you were gone.
I think we're in a completely different area.
Okay, let me pull up the map here. Find out what sector you're heading to.
While you do that, I will find the map.
It's I-6.
I-6. Okay. And East Landing, correct?
East Landing.
All right. Let's. If it will let me select it, there we go.
So it is not yet dawn. There's a small island a little bit past East Landing that has like a northern and southern channel with a number of different like bastions with cannons and ballistas set upon them for any like naval invasion that comes for the town. You guys have made your way past that, and you've basically just hit where the open ocean starts, and you're able to unfurl your sails. Where are you heading?
Where do we need to head? Like, do we still have Croquill? Did we smuggle Croquill back to our ship, or?
Corvo has been.
Corvo, fuck! Now I'm doing it.
Yeah. See, it's tough. You both picked crow-themed names. I don't know what to tell you. You are heading back to I-9.
Okay, so we're heading back down to the bottom. Gotcha.
Yep. But yeah, Corvo was left behind at the other rookery. You guys just have to make it back to town.
All right.
I think
Back
I actually
to
go,
the bent anchor.
I gotta go and get a D8 for some wind.
I thought the system only uses D6s. I'm so confused.
Keeping things from us.
He's keeping things from us. Well, the best thing is we can now see him come back. He can't hide for us forever.
That's true. We get to watch him walk over to us.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, I guess if the same thing for me if I were to get up and walk that way.
Yeah.
But I will definitely walk that way.
Yeah. That makes sense. How's it going?
Hello?
You got your D8?
I do. The wind is going to the southwest.
Okay, cool.
Well, that explains the D8, don't it?
That's what I've been rolling the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So if you're ever like, oh man, the wind is always against us. Oh man, things are going so well for us. This This fucker.
It's that fucker to blame.
Mm-hmm. So where are you heading?
If you were to roll 2d6, that gives you 36 combinations, and you could have wind go in 10-degree increments.
Yeah, but then it would have a statistical curve that makes like a bell. So it would have to predominate in a certain direction.
I mean,
not
that would
if
be pretty
you're-
cool.
Only if you're adding them up. If you have one... if you have one be... If you... Hang on.
He's thinking it.
How about instead of thinking about this, you think about where you're heading?
South? Aren't we just...
Southeast, I think. We have to hook around that east landing thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are heading right down the coast?
I believe so.
I believe so.
We are going to be on everyone's
keeps
shit
dropping
list in this area.
Hey?
We're going to be on everyone's shit list in this area. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
the moment they find out who did it,
Well, they'll never find out.
So you guys are sailing southward just before dawn. You make your way towards a hamlet that's just around kind of a small island as the sun is starting to rise. By the time it's dawn proper, you guys are out by that larger island about 4 squares away.
Probably shouldn't have signed the letter bomb device with my name.
Oh, I removed that. Don't worry.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Scuffed it out.
I removed all writing on it before I put my own on there.
You put your own name on there?
Well, I had to make it look like an official document. It's not like I signed it Croquill Ravenfeather.
Oh. Who'd you sign it as?
Jane Doe.
Courtesy of the Roanoke.
Nice.
Alright, so you guys make your way past the small kind of like fishing hamlet, and you can see that there's a bird that makes its way to like a guard post tower by the edge, and right as it's hitting the top, there's a thwomp as a shapeshifter lands.
Like, okay.
On our boat deck?
On a tower.
Oh, okay.
Well, now I'm going to be suspicious of birds.
Oh, not again.
But it's okay. These birds I can talk to, and if I can't talk to them, that means it's a shapeshifter.
That'd be a messed up druid if you became a druid just to talk to birds because you hate them so much.
You just become a druid to shit talk birds.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sounds really fucking great. That sounds like a really fun character concept.
Just learning magic so you can call grackles some trashy hoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, grackles are trashy hoes.
Naturally.
You can see that the town, as you're passing, is dispatching some boats.
Okay, well, these boats look like they're like, red alert, go, go, go! Or is it like another morning out patrolling?
It looks like a bunch of people are getting into boats and starting to, like, fan out from this location.
Huh. Well,
We might want to steer a little bit clear of them if we can. Maybe,
we don't still have the rookery sails on us, do we?
No, we came into the land as the Bilgewater.
Right. Okay. So we should. Okay.
So
we're the
we would be
Bilgewater.
leaving that port as the Bilgewater.
Yeah.
One of the ships you can see hails down a nearby fishing boat. Another one is coming directly towards you. They're swapping out their sails. Not their sails, I should say. Their signal flags telling you to stop.
Well, like I always say, don't break 2 laws at once.
All right.
I thought you always said don't break laws. It's us that are breaking multiple laws.
We'll stop and have a chat.
Yep. I'll be down in my little sun room, not talking to the police.
Alright, you guys slow yourselves up. You can feel the ship kind of lurch back and forth as theirs drips a bit closer. They toss some sails over and start to extend a gangplank. There's a few Imperials that are starting to get ready to board the ship.
Oh, they're Imperials.
I'm gonna run over to...
Oh yeah, sorry. You could retcon that. You see the sails from miles away. They're really
naturally they were
Imperials.
Imperials. They're looking for us.
Oh fuck. I didn't realize they were Imperials.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't just let them board our ship.
Well, the way I think about it, they're looking for someone with something to hide.
We are something to hide. They know us, the Bilgewater. Just
Alright, so to reckon both passage of time and confusion, they are currently behind you, close enough that you can resolve their faces and eyes.
Oh shit.
Would they be looking for us?
We were the Bilgewater when we were blowing up their ships, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
none of them made it out alive. Well, 2 of them made it out alive, I suppose.
But they said they weren't going to talk about it.
Right. So they should have no reason to suspect us.
Okay, but Kanye sign and advertising your stuff.
Oh yeah, no, Canyon's. Well, call me Sonny. No, I hate that.
Please, and Jacques.
You want to try and outrun them, or?
Distantly behind you, like, you can hear the muffled sound of someone, like, behind the choppy waves, kind of going, "Stop now and submit for inspection!"
See, they just want to do a quick inspection.
Well, we don't have anything illegal on board. We sold the sugar.
That's right.
We did sell the sugar, right? Looking at Rutger.
Yeah.
How much?
Right. All we have are
How much did we make off of that, by the way?
You guys, I believe you had it marked down. They sold it for what it's worth.
All we have are hundreds of illegally obtained Imperial notes in the hold.
Right.
Now, Jane, you smuggle those away.
Can I go hide those?
Yeah, want to give me a smuggling roll?
I would like to help with, I don't know, ritual.
Alright, go for it.
Now, as this is going on, I'm going over to going over to Otto and saying, "Now, Otto, my boy, I know I taught you all about preemptive strikes, but in this case, we got to use a bit of politics, so we don't get to fire the first shot."
Tell me when it's time, pussy, and he flips underneath the ship.
Okay, 22.
27.
They slow up and prepare to board. They toss over ropes, so you can kind of like catch onto them, and they prepare to lower a gangplank. Who is on decks when this happens?
Not me.
I guess I'll be on deck. I don't want to be, but I will be.
I'll be on deck too.
I have no social skills.
Neither does Sun, but that doesn't stop him.
Alright. So they like ready the gangplank, lay it down. It kind of grinds a little bit back and forth on the ship, but it's steady enough, and they're sailors too, so they clamber on over onto your ship. They start raising weapons, holding you in place, going, "Alright, this should be quick."
Oh, all right then.
They like go to lift the hatch, get like 2 steps down. They look at the desk, and then the guy like gets up, closes the hatch, and then takes his rifle down and goes, "Why is there a desk in your ship?"
There's a desk in the ship?
Shut up, Son. It's because I'm a writer.
Oh, right.
Desk?
I didn't hear any fucking truth. What are you on about, huh?
I'm a writer. I travel. And I write about things. I write about different places that I've been to. And
Yeah, how many fingers am I holding up?
I'm fucking blind. I can't see. I write with my hand. Not with my
Oh,
fucking
so how do you
eyes.
spell check, huh? Don't give me any more shit. You get whacked in the face with a rifle butt.
Hey, whoa,
For-
whoa, now.
That'd be 12 damage.
I don't try and defend myself.
Hey, whoa, dude, you hands off the lady.
Oh, hands off. Hold him down.
Oh
And-
my god.
2 of them kind of like grab you on each limb, and they put you up against the mast.
Okay.
Whoa, hey.
How many Imperials?
Black now.
How
So
many-
there's 2 who are holding Sun in place. One of them, based on a like gold plume in the cap, must be like the captain who's interrogating them. There's another one who's right by the edge of the gangplank. 2 of them are still on their boat.
Okay. I like those odds. if we want to start shooting.
I'm gonna come back up and I'm gonna roll I want to roll deceive on this, just being like, okay, I am a travel guide. You must have heard of me. I've written a lot about the Empire.
Go for it.
My name is Grace Lovowitz. I have written so much. I have just started writing about East Landing. That one wasn't as good as I was hoping. That's a 15.
All right, 15. You're not given any interaction. They're just kind of sitting there waiting. Sun is being held up to the mast.
I'm doing full on kind of pompous writer, where I'm just like, oh come on, you've surely heard of me. I've been published all over. My books are in, and I just start listing off different bookstores that Jane and I have been to in our adventures. Like there's one listing in the Freedlands, there's one listing from White Abbey, there's like a couple of listings just throughout our fucking journey. And it's just like, I'm published all over the place. Surely you've heard of me.
Prove it. Give me a copy of one of your books.
I don't have any here. Why would I keep them on the boat? I send them off to the publishers. They make them.
Okay, I'm calling bullshit.
I'm
proof of identification.
No, I'm serious. You really ought to have heard of them.
What was that?
I said, you sure ought to have heard of her.
I'm just going, okay, no, fuck this, and I'm just doing a force blast.
Oh, come on! Auto, and Tom now.
Alright, want to roll for it?
Alright.
Yeah.
No, just Croquill who started.
Aw, beans.
So that is going to be 15. That is a 21 in like a cone. So I don't know how cone affects the damage. Is that a -3?
It's a -5, I believe.
Okay. So that would put it at a 16 with the artillery effect.
Alright. So I believe that affects Sun, but nobody else.
Okay. So what happens to me? What do I take?
How much damage was that again?
15 or 16.
16. Okay.
There's a concussive like blast of force, and a bunch of them kind of like whip, kind of like back, like they're off kilter. There's a moment where they're just kind of like prepping their weapons for the next hit. The grip on Sun is briefly broken.
Otto, goddammit, get up here!
And you hear Otto like whizzing and coming up on board, and a bunch of the Imperials like turn around and note this thing. And Otto goes, "Yeah,
kill him!"
okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I've been like down below decks just waiting and listening to this conversation. I would like to. This will probably take a couple of seconds for me to do, but I want to come above deck and like shoot as many people as possible with like line them up. So if I could like get 2 people.
So here's the thing with the ship. The belly of the ship, the one they just checked under the hatch, they would have just walked down, and then that's when they found the desk.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were in that room, above you, there's the hatch they just closed. Then there's a big, like, grated one, like a cargo hold hatch that can be lifted up, so you can see through the grating and plan this out before you pop up.
Okay, yeah, I will do that.
Okay, you can hit the person on the edge of the ship, as well as the captain, or you can hit both the people next to Sun.
Captain and guy on the edge of the ship.
All right, give me a roll. The captain is closer.
So it's going to go through the captain, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
This didn't end well for us.
Not so much.
No.
Okay, so that's a 23. Yeah, that's a 23.
All right, you fire a shot at the captain who's already off kilter. It streams like through almost like a gap in the clothes, but there's a spray of blood as it comes out, so it must have nicked something. Give me the damage in the one on the edge of the ship.
All the while this is happening, Croquill is now taunting them, going, "How does it feel to be pushed around now?"
Okay. Somebody explain to me how the damage for the second one works, so that I don't...
I think it's just like 3d6, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 3d6, then 2d6 for the next guy, and then 1.
Okay. Cool.
The guy dies from a 1. It's just like, no, my last little bit of stamina.
Ow! Oh, beans! I should have eaten a burrito beforehand.
It's 15.
I hate that that's the Bloodwine mechanics.
Well, I mean, it's not specifically health; it's stamina. So even if you wanted to, the guy could just pass out from blood loss because he was clearly in 1d6 range.
Yeah, no. 1d6 is not burrito different.
So what was the damage on the other dude?
15.
Alright, so the other 15, like, it embeds into the guy's shoulder and he kind of goes like, he clutches at it.
Now, if these two people are off kilter holding onto my arms, can I try and swing my arms together? Not to do damage, but just to, like, discombobulate them?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. I'm a strong boy. I'm theoretically the strongest you can be.
Because you're rolling brawn, right?
I'm rolling brawn. And I have 4 dots in brawn and 10 physical. So that's
you are physical.
I'm physical, baby. I make shit and kill shit. Okay, that is a 30.
Alright, so you grab the both of them, you kind of clunk them together, and as that happens, they're still kind of like almost half holding onto you, so you throw them to the side a little bit. They don't go off the ship, they're away from you enough that you can see Otto targeting, and then Otto kind of keeps looking back at them, back at you, going, "Targeting?
Yep.
Targeting?
This your time to shine, boy.
You didn't hook me up to a battery. You gonna click it or what?"
Yeah,
He's not hooked up to a battery. You have to manually fire.
I have a battery. I assumed he was hooked up to one. Okay, then I'm running over to Otto to hook up a battery.
Alright, so when you got Otto, you had 1 charge. Have you replenished that charge?
Yep. I had it purchased, saved up for an occasion such as this.
Okay, so you jump down, and right as they're closing in, like, you can see the two that you just discombobulated starting to run towards you, and you take, like, basically 2 raw bits of wire, you snap onto the next one, then Otto goes, "There it is!" And he goes, at the pair of them. Want to give me a double roll?
Yeah! This is a weapon roll, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That is gonna be a 26. Yeah, 26.
Alright.
And then, do I multiply that by 2?
Yep.
Okay, so then that's a flat 50.
So, as you fire, one of them kind of like dives behind the mast to try and get some cover. The other one is smoked with 2 sequential, like, mini cannonballs and is just, like, hurled from the ship. There's a bit of a mist as the guy tumbles off and you can hear it splash into the water.
Woo!
Alright, we jump back to turn order. The captain is bloodied, and then the first thing he does is on the hatch that you just came out of, he stomps down.
Oof.
So that's going to be 17 damage for Jane.
I'm going to try to dodge that with grace.
All right.
And I just barely dodge it.
All right, so you go, like, you see the foot coming, and then you quickly like go underneath, and you hear the clatter like an inch away from your head. As this happens, Crowquill, you don't see it coming, but you hear like the swish of a blade right next to you for a brief moment as he takes one shot at you. For so that would be 20 damage.
All right, I'm going to ward that. Let's see if that's actually enough. Hey. Oh wait, no, that's added to my threshold. Oh! Oh! I rolled a 19 and was really mad. But that's added to my threshold, so that's a 21.
It's a good thing you're wearing clothes. So yeah, you feel the whiz of air, the detachment of a magical ward that you had prepped, and like a little fuzz of fur as a bit of your scarf gets like chopped up by a blade. You hear like a grunt as the guy goes in for a third swing against you.
I would like to interrupt that with another blast.
Go for it. He just swung at you, so you have a physical knowledge of his location.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna cone, because that's kind of Crowquill's thing. I don't think Crowquill is ever really precise, like, ever confident enough to use a dart.
Yeah.
like you could say, your hand is pointing right at a person, physically, right in front of you, and Crowquill would still kind of be like, eh.
Crowquill, if people ever bring it up, I feel like Crowquill is just, well, at least I'm not using, like, a blast centered on me. Because, like...
Blast centered on self is either, like, the craziest wizard or battle mage. It's the only two options.
Yeah. So that is a 17, and if it matters at all, artillery effect still.
Remind me what the artillery effect is?
I believe it does extra damage on the outside range. Like it has like a wider cone of effect.
Okay. Yeah, because it's basically like there's a fizzle cone at the edge of the AoE.
Yeah.
So you fire this off, and you can hear the guy go, "Ugh!" And there's a ploof as he falls off the ship. You also hear the clattering of the gangplank kind of sliding off. Let's jump back to turn order. There's two people on their ship.
Yeah.
Rutger is below decks. Jane, you are on the ladder below decks. You can see Ken and Ye running into the cannon room.
Yep, there's still one guy on the ship hiding behind the mast, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I am straight up gonna tackle that dude.
Alright.
That's a... What roll is that to tackle?
That'd be weapon for a grapple.
Okay.
And then I'll say, like, flavor, you basically go for the lunge and then slam down. Woo.
That's some flavor. Wow.
That is some flavor. It's terrific.
Be right back. If stream crashes, that's because I just spilled water on my laptop.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
That's a bad flavor. That's a sour flavor.
Bad flavor.
That really takes the wind out of my Charlotte's Web joke.
What are you talking about? I don't know. Why would that take the wind out of Charlotte's Web at all?
I thought it was my brain doesn't work good. Mm-hmm. It comes up with random associations. So that some flavor is immediately followed up by, he's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Charlotte Webb, water bad. Gotcha.
No, God, that's some pig. He's terrific.
Well, I mean, a pig by itself isn't necessarily flavorful. I wouldn't consider pigs flavorful.
Oh my God, no, it's the part in Charlotte's Web where he says that's some pig, and then some random farmer yells, he's terrific! Because the spider wrote terrific in the spider web. Come on, Chelsea, back me up.
Yeah, I got it.
Like I get it. Yeah,
Okay.
totally. And then it kind of ruins the Charlotte's Web joke because water.
Well, no, because Will's laptop is wet. And that's sad. That's not time for Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web is a happy book because the spider dies at the end.
By water.
No, old age.
I thought it was water.
Nah, it's old age.
How would water kill the spider? What?
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
No, you're thinking of the kids. You're thinking of children.
I thought they were the same.
Not dead.
Okay.
Not dead.
I
Excellent.
thought Itsy Bitsy Spider was just the abridged version of Charlotte's Web.
Ken thought that the Itsy Bitsy Spider was Charlotte from Charlotte's Web, and then at the end of Charlotte's Web, the spider dies from water.
I also thought the Itsy Bitsy Spider was related to Charlotte's Web until I read Charlotte's Web and was devastated. Because the Itsy Bitsy Spider is detached, right?
Mm-hmm.
Itsy Bitsy Spider is just an Itsy Bitsy Spider. It goes up the water spout, and you're like, you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's a water spout. And then the Itsy Bitsy Spider gets what's coming to the fucker. And but then you go and watch Charlotte's Web, and like the spider is the good guy who empathizes, and you don't want water to come.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Devastated emotionally. I was like, damn, I didn't want to be friends with the spider, and now I am, and now I can't kill spiders. Anyway, I'm gonna go and take a piss and grab a beer.
Okay.
I'm fine with any and all.
And figure out how I'm gonna recover from mid-fight. Dumped water on the computer, started talking about spiders.
Like every single one of those farmers in Charlotte's Web was a Republican, eh?
I mean, when you say it like that...
I'll be right back. I gotta turn on the light so I don't look like I'm in a vampire cave.
You're just a gremlin, it's fine.
Oh, it's just me and you now, Ken.
Yep. Oh, there he is. Gabe, you disappeared into the darkness.
I didn't notice that you had your hair tied back like that.
Yeah, I'm like a Dr. Seuss character.
Yeah, you're like Who down in Whoville.
Yeah. It's nice. I hate getting my hair cut, but I hate having hair in my eyes. And it's like, if only I'd known that hair elastics don't require estrogen or a 2X chromosomes to use, I could have been rocking all sorts of things.
Man,
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
how will
insane.
it stay on if I don't have gigantic breasts?
When you disappeared into the darkness, I was like, if this turned out to be like a horror movie, then you were never coming back. You just disappeared into the darkness of your room, and it's just like, physically, you should be there because it's a bedroom. It's not a fucking massive room, and so it's just like physically, you should be right there, right on the edge of the darkness. Yeah. But he has been consumed by the darkness and is now dead.
Oh, well, it is worth noting that there's a wall right here that hides anything past it, which is why you couldn't see me. Right. But if when the lights came on, it wasn't me, and it was instead Fred from the YouTube series Fred, and he said, "Hi, it's Fred," would you be worried about what happened to me? Now, be honest, or would you be more excited to see Fred from It's Fred?
I'd be worried no matter what context Fred shows up.
I would be incredibly concerned.
You wouldn't be...
Anyhow. Okay. Gabe, you were tackling a dude.
I was tackling a dude!
Do you have the roll for that?
I do. I got a 20.
Alright, you run towards one of the soldiers and tackle him down to the ground. Currently, there is one by the edge of the ship, one that is tackled to the ground, and the other two on their ship.
I'm like, yeah, and is Otto's still active, eh? Like, he's able to target without me being there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does he have a line of sight to any of them?
Yep. Do you want to roll me an attack roll for Otto on the one that's at the edge of the ship?
I would love to. Otto, it's your time to shine, my friend, and I love you because you're my son. Okay, that's a 26 times 2 is 52! Blam, 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 blam! Goodbye, sir.
The one at the end is obliterated. The first cannonball knocked the guy legs, and then it slips off the edge and gets smoked, already falling. You kind of like the ground. As you guys are starting to drift away, but the ropes are still attached, and your sails aren't unfurled.
Bean. Okay, is there anybody else still on our ship?
There's the one you're tackling. He's still underneath you.
Okay, can I take an off turn to, like, hit him in the head real hard to make him go unconscious with my hammer?
Go for it.
Well, we're sinking a ship today, boys!
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. Like, we're gonna have to sink this ship.
That's a 21 for Conk. No more awake time for you.
I would like to boon Canonier.
So, son, you swing down, and you hit right next to where the guy's head is, but there's a moment where the light flashes before his eyes, and he lurches to the side. There's a shifting and a struggling underneath you, and frantically, this guy is trying to get you off, and he's stabbing at you with some sort of small bladed object. The first one is a 13.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to brawn that.
Go for it.
I have 10 threshold with my brigandine and 10 physical, so I just kind of tank it.
Alright, so this guy is like, you've got the bomb vest on, and he's like jabbing into it. He gives it another go.
Now. Come on!
The next one's the next one's ineffective. Starts to more and more frantically jab at you. The last one's another ineffective hit. This is for every brace attack, right?
No, I only have one off turn left, so that first one is braced. The others had to beat a 10.
Okay, so the other one was a 13 to hit?
Yep, and that would hit.
Followed by a... Ooh! It's too bad I forgot that roll, because that reroll was not nice to you. And then a 18.
13 plus 18, 65 from the onslaught. 13 plus 18, I think that's 31. 65 minus 31 is 34. Okay, yeah, I'm still not even tired yet. Like, Sun has Juggernaut. He's ready to roll, dude. He's just like, hey, stop it, son, or I'm gonna get mad.
This is really ineffectual right now.
So, aboard the ship, you guys see Sun is pinning down the remaining guard. You guys have no one else left on the ship. The other two on their ship are just trying to get things up and running so they can get going. You're still attached by ropes, and they seem to be arming their weapons to fire on you guys.
I want to shoot whoever is... So there's two people on the ship, on that ship, right?
Mm. As you're making this decision, you feel a nudge next to you, and Tiana has grabbed Kennedy's rifle and is like getting ready on the hatch like ladder next to you.
Okay, I'm going to shoot the person that's trying to like get the boat moving, because there's probably a person trying to get the boat moving and a person trying to shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, person trying to get the boat moving. I'm gonna sniper that person.
All right.
And so last turn, I guess I off-turned booned Canonier. Can I hex the person trying to go for their weapons?
Yeah.
Okay. I do.
So someone on the other ship takes a shot at Sun.
Oh, come on now.
You do not like... In fairness, you have their captain, so like...
And you feel it just kind of clunk and embed itself in your armor. It is below 10.
Oh, hey, now. Oh, my back is turned. That's no fair.
All right, Chelsea, want to give me Jane's sniper damage on the one?
130.
Oh, my God.
I love the comparison. How much damage are they doing? Not enough to even pierce the armor. How much damage are we doing? Head explodes.
Alright, so you pop up from the hatch, you steady yourself, you fire off your shot, and manage to catch the one guy in the leg. He kind of spins, like, tries to grab onto a rope, but it's connected to nothing, and you, like, the rope just kind of goes, as the guy, like, pushes his weight the wrong way and goes off the edge of the ship. Nice. Tiana fires a shot at the one that was holding the rifle, who just kind of, like, ducks out of the way and starts scrambling for some better cover while reloading.
We gotta bring this ship down. Cannoneer!
On it!
Okay, I'm gonna start getting us moving. Like,
underneath you hear, "Cut them loose!"
Yeah.
Yeah, someone needs to cut them loose. I wouldn't say I'm the most effective person for doing that, because I don't know where the ropes are.
I'll do that.
What implement do you have?
I have a small sword on me.
Alright. So, in addition to your crossbow, you just have, like, something like the edge of, like, your forearm, almost, the length of, like, your forearm almost, just a quick kind of, like, shink, kind of, if anyone gets too close. Mm-hmm. You hack at the first rope. Son, you were saying?
Oh, I was just saying, Crow Quill! I'm, like, holding this guy down, getting stabbed. Crow Quill, you got some kind of sleep magic you can do to this guy, or...
Sure, and I would like to go up to him, like, go up, put my hand directly on him, because Sun's, like, forcibly holding him down, so I feel alright doing this. Put my hand on him, and I don't have hand dispel, but a pain dart from this range has to be effective.
Alright, so, Croquill, you're getting ready. You kind of, like, spark up your hand a little bit. You're going, okay, can't miss this. And right as this is happening, son, you're like, alright, can you... And you turn back, and this guy's open mouth is closing in towards you. This is a 15 to hit.
He's biting me? Okay, can I brawn this?
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Do like when a dog bites you and you just kind of like, no.
Oh my god! You rolled a no, buddy! Oh my god, no!
He's gonna break his teeth on the mail.
I rolled a 32! That's a... Buddy, no!
So, this guy, like, you feel his teeth, like, bare into your cheek, and you're like, son of a bitch, and you can feel him starting to pull away, like he's starting to get a chunk off. His teeth aren't deep enough, and almost out of spite, you headbutt and slam his head into the back. In that moment, he's kind of stunned. Croquill, you want to roll that pain blast?
Yep. This has no damage reduction, because why the fuck not?
Boy.
Let's see, there's 12, 22, 23.
The guy, like, twitches violently, but still has some fight left in him.
I haven't used my main turn yet. Yeah, I'm gonna clonk him on the head. Non-lethal. Or, no, can I...
Just kill him!
I'm going to rule that if you hit a guy with a hammer, it does what a hammer does.
Yeah, can I choke him out?
Go for it.
Okay, would that be a weapon or brawn or...
Why are we keeping this guy? Like...
Funsies.
Listening, you know?
More gruesome torture scenes later? I don't know.
No, we're not gonna torture him.
You could just pick him up and throw him off the edge.
Yeah, just throw him into the water.
But we might want to talk to him a little bit.
I don't want to talk to him about it, you know.
See how his
I don't tell
going.
you how to use a cross. We're having this argument as I'm like wrapping my hands around his throat. And you're like, Why don't you kill him? Like, I don't tell you how to shoot a crossbow or nothing. That is not
I'm conducting business.
That is a 19.
19, what now?
19, that's like a weapon to conk him. You know? Like,
oh, you're conking? You're not like, choking?
Yeah, you've convinced me. I'll kill him.
Okay.
So you slam down again, and the guy dodges out of the way. At this point, you can see beads of sweat. His eyes are bloodshot. He scrambles a little bit, and you feel the strap on your weapon clutch a little bit.
Oh, come on now, son. Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Are you talking to you or him?
I'm talking to him!
Well,
That's a 16.
A 16? Yeah, a 16. I'm trying to think if I have any off turns.
I don't think you do. Do you?
I use my main attack to conk him.
Yeah.
I used an off turn to absorb a hit. Yeah, no, I have one left.
Okay.
And I'll, so the 16. I'll delicate this one. I'll try and parry him. That is a 20.
Alright, so you feel the strap moving, and you go, shit, and you catch your weapon with the back of your hand, and there's a click, and the trigger fires out into open air.
Hey, that's unfair. You don't touch another man's gun.
Can I off-turn to do another pain into him? Just keep
Go
the pain flowing. A 21.
You pump another blast with the dude, and finally kind of shudders and stops. Son, as you stand up, you can see on the other end, one of the dudes has started swiveling around a cannon in desperation and is pointing it at you. You see him just going, "Fuck you!"
Oh, come on now. Otto.
Give me a roll.
Man, Otto was a great investment. He's my favorite. I like that little spunky dude. That is a 28 times 2, which is a 56.
Can you imagine if Otto was literally just like a paperweight after all that effort?
I know!
So, you see this guy, coming down with a small, flicker of flame in his hand, about to hit, the edge of the cannon, and he just gets smoked out from underneath, hit a second time, and then hit a third with, a spin, and he skitters on the deck. There's a quiet as you guys kind of creak back and forth, held by a single rope to the Imperial ship.
I cut it.
Well, we could have sold that ship. I bet it'd make a lot of money or something.
Who's gonna?
And Kennedy goes, "No evidence!" And you see the cannon slowly swivel, and then he almost systematically, as you're drifting off, goes pop, pop, pop on the front, middle, and aft. And the ship very quickly starts to take on water from beneath, and then it tips, and then very quickly starts to flounder into the water.
I run over to Otto, like one might greet a puppy after a long day of work. I'm like, "Oh, you did so good. You did so good, Otto. That was fantastic."
You can feel the servos in his head kind of press against you, the shield kind of nudge a little bit, and he goes, "You know me, I love violence."
Yeah, I programmed you too. Oh man. Oh. Well, let's go tie that kid up until so that when the sleeping magic wears off, we can question him.
Yeah.
Didn't you just bonk him in the head?
No, I put him to sleep.
Oh. I thought you just.
You look over and you see the kind of faded eyes of this guy. There's this thin trickle of blood coming from his nose, ears, and a little bit from his tear ducts.
Ooh.
Sleep.
Ooh. Oh, hey,
Let's just throw him overboard.
Yeah, I throw him overboard. Hey, Croakwell, are there any hungry things around here that might enjoy a snack or two?
Will?
They're already here.
We got Eustace over the port side, and then we got Charla, over the starboard side. She brought her kids too, so they're probably hankering for a meal. No, you're good. You're feeding some families tonight.
It's like that post, would you spend a day in this bathroom filled with cockroaches for $1 million? And the guy replies, "Yeah, I'm gonna know him by name. Be careful with Benjamin. He has asthma."
Only in Toronto would a cockroach have asthma. All right, so you guys, it is dawn. You're a little bit outside of this fishing village. This was within line of sight, and you can see that one of the ships is now coming in towards you.
Full sail.
Let's
go. Let's fucking get the hell out of here! Oh my god!
Do they ever learn? I mean, come on now.
All right, the wind is going easterly.
We're going southeast, or let's just go straight east. Get as far away as possible.
Fuck it. Get away out of the line of sight of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we could have looted that ship. I guess we didn't really have very much time, did we?
Nah.
Oh, well, in the moment when Son says it might be value in the ship, everyone says, "Shut up, Son." But once we're past and the deed's done, people start thinking.
Because people were still alive on that ship.
So you make your way into the next square over. About, all the way to the map edge, and then another 3 squares in.
Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna put us there, as opposed to changing the map sector.
No, you're gonna want to change the map sector for this.
Okay.
We gotta fix that.
I really gotta fix that.
Do you want me to give you the number? It's J9.
No, it wouldn't be J9.
J6.
See, this is why the system fails.
Does anyone else think of 3, 6, and 9 as the 3 numbers?
Yeah.
And then 12 is an honorable mention, but he's kind of aged out of the program.
Yeah.
12 is
I do that with every number set, though. I do that with 3s, 4s, 5s.
Yeah.
True. I feel the 3, 6, 9, they're the 3 numbers.
They're a tight-knit group.
3.
They're a very tight-knit group.
Yeah, and then 12 is an honorable mention, but has been doing some inbreeding with 4, and so it doesn't really count.
4 is 4, 8, and 16. 12 does not get to be a 4. He's too deep in the 3s.
Yeah.
So, not in the derogatory sense, but in the literal descriptive sense, this is the most autistic conversation I have had in so long. Yes, they're the 3s, and then it's the same thing, there's a different energy with 4, 8, 12, 16. It's not the same as, it is definitely not the same as 5, 10, 15, which is a similar energy to 3, 6, 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel 5 is universal, though. 65 feels the same as 15.
Yes.
Yeah.
But 15 has the 30, 45, 60 group that he sometimes hangs out in.
Yeah.
Do you guys do the thing where you have to set your TV to the right number?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, even my computer audio is set to 30. It is set to specifically 30.
It's got to be even for me, yeah. Even if it can be on a 5, a multiple of 5, that's fine. Ideally, it's on a multiple of 10.
The most triggering thing ever is I have a sound bar, and I don't know what it's set at. Because it only has volume up and volume down. It has no visual denotation of what volume it is at. You only know by the time it turns on, and you know it's on.
We have the same type of wireless keyboard, and that one, it just on my UI at least, it's just a sliding board. So I have it hooked up to my TV, and I always set the TV audio and then just desperately try not to look and just adjust it with the computer side, because it's that just gives me a bar, and I'm okay. The second it's numbers, I have to do some bullshit with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't give a shit about the numbers. I grab that thing off my mouse and I just whoa. Too loud, too quiet, too loud, too perfect. Moving on. I got other things to do.
So, as you guys sail off into the ocean, you can see that there's a few other ships that have been stopped by these light cruisers that you guys faced before. You can also see that there's a large number of ships being moved to blockade different areas, like gunships. Currently, where you are, to the northeast, you can distantly see the haze of a city called Glory. You wouldn't be able to see it otherwise if it weren't for all the masts. This is a major, Imperial Navy stopping point. So, there's a large amount of military activity here.
Let's get the hell away from there.
Yeah. Let's go south. Is there a blockade heading south?
So currently, between the two landmasses to the south is a blockade, and between that landmass and the bottom of this island is a blockade.
What if...
This is GTA, boys. You've reached 2 stars.
Where are we? On the big map?
On the big
map, we are, if you can see the moving star that I'm trying to keep up to date, we are right about here. A little bit south of there. But Snap Tool is a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your current square is J6, and there's a big island there and an island near it, and you're trying to squeeze between the two. I think it cuts off the edge of the island, so I think you're one snap above that in the world map.
Oh, yeah, maybe. It's not letting me... Oh, that's an enlarged. Okay.
Okay.
You can always cheat with the enlarge and, raise the scales.
Mouse, please do a thing. There we go. Okay.
Okay, well, can we, now that we've come this far, just basically turn 180 degrees and go back around the island south like we were planning to?
So you're trying to suss out what defenses are nearby. The wind is maintaining a steady direction through to the early morning.
We can either do that, or there is a little teeny tiny itty bitty pass right here that we can try and go through to run the blockade. I'm just saying it's an option.
Well...
Man, we've pissed off a lot of Imperials the last, a couple days.
Yeah.
We've done nothing but piss off Imperials for weeks now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should, try to avoid the blockade
I
if
mean,
we can.
in fairness, we tried not to piss off Imperials this time, but they attacked us, so we attacked them. That was self-defense.
Yeah, no, I was there. I saw self-defense all the way through.
Okay. I say we turn 180 degrees, go back down, the southwesterly side of that island there.
Yeah, I think we go south.
Currently, the wind is going eastward. Or, I guess, with the screens, eastward. There we go.
Eastward. Okay.
Yeah, let's get south. If we get south, just keep going south.
But there's a blockade there, right? Directly south of us?
Yeah.
Is there a blockade to the west side of that island?
There is also a blockade there.
Oh.
You can't see the other side of the island, but chances are, yeah, if anything, that's probably on the heavier defended side.
Alright, looks like we're running a blockade, boys.
Well, we could think of a convincing...
I mean, at this point, the Bilgewater has to have a reputation as a blockade runner, right? We've done it 3 times now.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We sunk a ship.
Yeah.
A horizon over. They all saw us do it. But this blockade had to have been set up before we did that as a way to keep ships from getting out.
Yeah.
If we play it cool, we could just slip past this blockade without them knowing it's us until they're already out.
They're gonna stop us.
That's fine. We just don't admit that we did anything, and they'll let us through.
Oh, but we just tried that, and they got mad at us for a desk.
Yeah, but we didn't handle that one the best. We'll hide the desk.
Where?
How are we gonna hide a desk?
It's installed.
Put a tarp over it. Put a tarp over it.
Put a tarp.
You're the smuggler. You figure it out. Listen, I
tarp
legitimately
over it,
think if we just stroll up, act casual, sail casual, we could get through.
I don't think so. Like, a desk. I don't even know why a desk wouldn't be allowed.
It's because they're looking for the rookery. They're looking for people associated with the rookery, and therefore the desk. Which is why I tried to pass it off as being a writer, but that immediately fucking failed.
Well, which way are we heading? Wind's going east.
Okay, what about to the east of that blockade? Like, so there's island, blockade, island, east of there.
Like, to the very edge of the map kind of thing?
At bottom right of the map.
Let me double check the map here. As you guys, like, check your charts while plotting your route, that'll be the least charted sector. There'll be very little land to blockade further south. Just keep in mind that if you head off these maps, you're in the uncharted sea, and rumors are this far out to sea that sometimes the sea just swallows things.
I don't like magic shit.
Okay.
It's piquing Crowquill's curiosity.
Okay, well, looks like our options are A, a suicide death run at several armed gunships, B, trying to smooth talk our way through a checkpoint, or
Which
C,
failed
brave
last
the
time.
uncharted sea.
Time. They called us out on a desk. They didn't even get to see the illegal Imperial notes that we have.
Yeah, you're so
And
right.
the bird, like, we're not gonna get through this.
Well,
We can't smooth talk. Like,
I mean, I tried. I tried smooth talking them.
Conan, what's your take on the situation? You think the apparatus can get us through this one?
Kenan is about to say something, and then you hear the whole ship kind of rattle in response.
Is that a yes rattle or a no rattle?
It rattles louder.
Oh, well, okay. Apparatus is roaring to fight a gunship.
Kenan, what do you think? What do you think we should do?
No sugar?
Okay, Will, if we were to go this incredibly small pass between this like main island and a very, very small island, would we pass one of the blockades that we need to pass?
It would give you a significant strategic advantage. You would still have to run it, but it's a valid strat for the entry.
Okay.
All right.
So we enter with that.
Yep.
And from there, it's going to turn into a shit show.
What's our chances of surviving the uncharted sea? You got like a statistic printout? Or...
Yeah, actually, Will,
Mm-hmm.
I have Omen Watcher. How do I feel about the uncharted sea?
You feel good about risking it, you don't feel good about going into it. Skirt lightly.
We don't go too far in. If they pursue us into the uncharted sea, we don't go deeper in.
So let's skirt around it. Just on into the uncharted.
Yeah. Just stay a little uncharted.
That's what I said. Let's do it.
So you guys are going off to the uncharted sea through that smaller blockade?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the best of all three worlds. We get to fight a blockade for the apparatus. We get to explore the uncharted sea like Roku wants to do. And we get to live, which I think will make Jane happy.
I just want to feel nature's rage. Is that is that weird? Is that too much to ask?
It depends. Is that in like a sexual way, or
no?
Then no, it's not weird at all.
The way to the blockade, basically right in the midpoint of those two. Just how the dice worked out. I swear to God, it's 5 squares.
Nice.
And that's going to be the late morning.
Sorry, can you say that again, Will?
It's the late morning when you guys are approaching here. You've made it midway between the cape of that first island and the peak of the other one.
Alright. Like that? Okay.
Yep. Here you can see that there are a few mid-sized gunships. These are ships you've fought before. These are ships you've blown up before.
Would there have been... Never mind, that's not how crafting works. Okay, yeah, I'm under the deck, prepping the apparatus.
Alright, you start loading ammo into the slides. You have everything sorted, you're ready to go. Kenny's in position as well. You guys are closing in on the blockade. Above decks, Croakwill, and I presume at this point, Jaden, you're skippering, you've got your hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
What's your angle of attack? You have the wind with you to aggress, so you can come in with a lot of heat. If you were to turn around, you'd slow down a bit. There's a number of ships just kind of in place, all with their cannons facing in and out in a line. Their sails are loosened just for the color, but so that they don't catch the wind, they're kind of just drifting.
Can we do a drive-by?
Just as we go, just be like, "Bye, motherfucker."
Well, yeah. If we approach them, their cannons are facing sideways.
Mm-hmm.
If we turn, our cannons are facing them. They don't have anything. And then we turn again.
Yeah, just kind of do an S
catch
maneuver.
The wind again to zip past them.
Yeah, you could S your way past one of the ships.
Basically just to get us an opening salvo without being able to be retaliated against, you know?
Alright, Jane, do you want to roll sailing?
I don't have... This would be physical sailing, eh? 11.
11. You steady the ship and come in at an oblique angle. You can see on the nearest ship to the blockade, you're following the coast a little ways, so you come in sidelong. They're getting ready to kind of they're curious as to what's going on, and they're obviously alerted. They seem to be a little suspicious, but they're eyeing you come close as if you're a traitor trying to find out what's going on, and they seem to be ready for a peaceful interaction. You make a sudden turn, and your cannons basically face the rear captain's quarters.
Fire.
Can I roll? Yeah. Are we at the right distance? The ideal cannon distance? All right.
Yep.
I give a slap on the hatch of the apparatus as a signal to fire.
Okay. What ammo is loaded, and what part of the ship are you aiming for?
Currently, I have loaded in just standard cannonballs, trying to pierce into this thing. We're not trying to damage the sails or nothing. We're trying to sink it.
Okay, so you're hitting low into the belly of the ship.
Oh, you know it.
All right, give me some rolls.
All right. What do I roll for Kananye?
Same as you.
Okay.
Kananye is equally skilled as you.
Oh yes, me and Kenny and I, we go way back. Okay, that is a 21.
All right. Otto still has battery power until the end of this extended altercation, by the way.
Hell yeah! In that case, I'm looking up at the ceiling to Otto and saying, "Light him up, friend."
Do you want to give me a total salvo damage?
Sure.
Once you've got it all rolled out?
Sure. So the apparatus is times... It's just one flat, or is it times 2?
It's just one flat because you have two people's rolls added together. But it's per cannon. You have 2 cannons per side.
God damn.
Okay.
You were really happy to give us the apparatus, weren't you? Because that thing has saved us in a lot of fights.
I wouldn't say it saved you. I'd say that you went in with it. You know what I mean?
True.
It's like getting into a getaway car, going like, man, the getaway car saved us. It's like, yeah, it's a getaway car.
It's doing its fucking job.
Okay, so cannon number 1 is I rolled 15 plus 10, so a 25 for cannon number 1.
Alright.
Cannon number 2 is a 9 plus 10 for 19. And then Otto is a...
Are you including Cannoneer's rolls?
Okay, I guess not.
Just double them. Just double them without thinking about it. Let's not waste any more time.
Yep. Here, I will. Everyone else do their thing. I will add all this up and get back to you on that.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to make it really simple, I just boon whoever.
Okay, with booned cannon rolls, that is a 6 times 4 plus 10 is 3. Okay, total cannons with the boon is 136. And then Otto doesn't get a boon, so he is...
Why would I give my boon to something that doesn't actually exist? Not a real person. You can't boon a robot. They don't have luck. They just are robots.
Total salvo, all the way through, all the math done. That's 158.
All right. As you come in wide, Otto is like swiveling around to kind of like pepper in some hits at the upper decks to distract them. You can see the glass in the rear captain's quarters shatter. There's a couple of small punctures that go through the hull, and there's 2 deep ones right in the back. And you can see the ship visibly start sinking very slightly from the rear. It just sags by a couple of inches, though, as you can see people getting ready as you guys do the far S turn, and it seems like one of them is a little late to the cannons, but the other ones are starting to aim and get ready to fire at you.
Yep.
Now, right next to them, oblique, this is salvo versus salvo. Alright. So that's 1 cannon for 18 against just like the ship itself, trying to sink it.
Okay.
Second one's a... Next one would be a 21, which brings it up to a total of 39 damage against the ship.
Can I ward the ship? I have the warden ability. I really like that idea of just like, I warden the ship.
Worth mentioning, you can't ward, like, you can ward and guard the ship like a location. You can't, like, apply guards to a being, to Otto, the way you could anyone else, including Warbles. You could do that to the apparatus.
Oh, that's creepy.
It is the Bilgewater, and it's targetable.
Oh, that's creepy.
Oh, no. Okay.
That has some horrible implications for what Otto is to the Bilgewater. It's just like this separate... Like, it's basically just like a tumor floating on the Bilgewater.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
So that would be another 21, which totals out at... Okay, so that's enough so that 1 cannonball pierces through the belly of the ship, and you start to get surges of water coming through in the central, like, dining area.
Okay.
Can I start patching that?
You are piloting the ship.
Right.
Someone would need to take over. Who's taking over for you?
I say Bilgy.
Bilgy? Yeah. Okay.
I And I rolled a
Don't
26 on the Warden, so I think I blocked that first shot. That's 18. I would probably have blocked that one.
All right, so like you feel it kind of rattling through, and there's an obvious splintering. Jane, as you go through, it is just far enough above the water line that it's not pouring water in, but you still need to patch this on either side if you're going to keep sailing.
All right, and our total salvo was 147, all said and done.
All right, you shred into the base of this, and it starts to buckle significantly. The other gunships ahead are seeming to try and respond, but if you're willing to venture into the yonder, you could outrun them because the wind's with you.
Yep. No, we're going straight through. We ain't turning.
All right. The last ship kind of loosely flounders to try and follow, but especially with how quickly they were taken by surprise and how many hands on deck are devoted to trying to heal the ship, it is struggling to turn. You guys, however, when you start to turn more aggressively, there's a large spurt of water that comes through the holes in the ship.
I'm patching that up as we speak.
As am I. I'm gonna.
What rolls are you guys using?
Now,
Man, what would be a roll for that?
do we have like spare wood to try and patch things, or would I have to?
That's a regular part of your ship supplies. There's like a space for it.
All right, I am just straight up like hammer and nails brawn, just like trying to push this thing against the flow of water coming in to like hold it in place while Jane tries to nail it in.
Yeah, I'll do Grace then to
All right.
not to go for so much of the brawn.
Oh, all right. I'll hold her in place. You hammer those dang nails in there. That's a 29.
20. Oh shit, 17.
All right. With the 29 and the 17, son, you brace against one side, and then quickly, Jane, you go whap, 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 other side, whap, 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 and then almost like you're like a Hulk going from side to side. You go with the other shoulder, and you slam against, like with another board against the other side. And Jane, you come in, whap, 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 whap. You take a moment, you give them both a quick kind of like rattle. The wave kind of sprays against it. There's the faintest trickle. You're probably going to have to bail a bit more than usual, but it's enough to get you going and keep sailing.
Whew. Well, we lived. That ought to make you happy.
Oh yeah, every day.
The wind starts going southwesterly again.
Cool, that's kind of where we want to be going, eh?
Yeah, we can sort of duck them at that point.
Yeah.
Have we moved forward? Have we moved any further east since then, or?
You guys basically traveled to this confrontation, so this would be a point where you decide your direction based on the southwesterly wind.
South.
Easterly, I guess, if we're still right there.
Or
I heard east and different people. Currently, of the size of the peak that's coming out the base of the map section, there's like something mirroring it to the bottom of the other island. It's a small one. The island opposite that's also at the base of that map sector is a larger one that has a town associated. A town would have a large kind of like port section.
yeah, guys, my internet is not happy with me tonight.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it just me, or it has been kind of spotty tonight?
It's not just me. Have you guys been noticing it too?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Will is accidentally recreating that Doug Walker meme where he's really fast pointing at the camera and going, wow! Just because the internet keeps glitching.
They just keep going, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it'll be perfectly fine for, like, 10, 20 minutes even, and then just, like, for a minute or two, it's super spotty.
Yeah.
It's kind of just internet, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we were talking about we can't go southwest because then we have to run the other blockades.
Right.
we were talking
if you
about going...
If you go southwest, you could loop kind of... Well, I guess directly southwest would bring you on the far side of that island.
Yeah.
But you could go south and loop around the island.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
If we were to go south, we could do that. Or we could go east to escape the rest of the ships. Because I imagine if we go south, they would be able to pursue us a little bit.
Do we have any rooker birds?
You have 4 with you.
Huh.
Well, you have 12. You have 4 groups.
Okay. I was about to say we could do some shenanigans, but then I remembered that the Imperials hate the rookers, so never mind.
Wait,
I was
had rooker birds, and we were we let the Imperial. They were gonna catch us so fucking fast.
Yeah, we made the right call. Now, I was just thinking, if we take rooker birds and tied a message to one that says, "Hey, they done went north," and sent them to the other blockade, could we confuse them? But no, that's not how they communicate direct military orders, even remotely. So that's not going to work. Yeah, I think we head southeast a little bit just to get around that island, and then south. And I don't think we stop until we're out of Imperial territory.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan.
All right. The wind behooves you. You move basically just to the edge of the next square, so you would move to the next map sector.
No, hang on. I was thinking, wasn't there some sort of conspiracy out that the Imperials were stopping mail and trying to intercept things about the rokery?
Yeah, did you not get that that's what we were doing?
Right, but
that's what we're not preventing?
Could we send a message that's easily interceptable saying, "Aw, beans, the Bilgewater done got lost in the uncharted sea. They're all hands dead. Sucks." And then that gets intercepted.
But who would be sending this message?
Nah. As SOS by Rookery. That'll
Who was
get 'em.
flown?
We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the Bilgewater.
Right, so you guys are on the far outskirts of the map. From here, you can see just kind of open water to your east. In addition, you can see large storm clouds and open spaces without them kind of rolling and moving in the far kind of narrowing line of the horizon. Where you are in the sea, however, on the opposite side, there's a number of cruisers around here. They still thickened up a little bit, the light cruisers, but they are more towards where people are. They're not venturing this far. You can see that there's at least one very large ship that's kind of cruising the edge of the bay. You see it before it sees you, but by only a narrow margin. You're not sure if it's seen you yet. The wind is moving east.
I think Croquill and Bilgy have a sailor's moment, being like, the wind seems to be telling us to go east.
That's the uncharted sea. We're going south.
Are you too sure about that? That I'm not a sailor per se, but
We're a boat, not the leaf. We don't just go where the wind blows us.
right.
We are informed, however.
No, we're informed about how dangerous that sea is. I think we keep going south.
South.
All right, you guys start hugging the south. You start hugging the wind, and it kind of as it's going eastward out into the open sea, you're catching it and using the momentum to go southward with the pull of your hull and your sails kind of directing onwards.
Rip
Those are
that
on the
dice.
ground now.
Was it the D8? Please don't be the D8. No.
I just have to pick those up. I don't want to do that yet, though. So you move about 4 squares downward. Sorry, I should say 2 squares downward. Did my math wrong there? Okay, I found one of the dice.
Oh, that's the favorite part, is trying to fucking find the dice.
That's the first die I've lost on my new floor.
Aww. And it won't be the last.
It will not. That's why you get them in 36 packs for like a 46 Bloodwine game, because they just go places. Hey-oh.
I have 4 dice on my desk that I keep here specifically for Bloodwine.
Okay, let me double check my maps here.
Okay, Gabe, I'm starting to think you have a problem.
And these are just the D6s.
Yeah, if you look behind him, he has like a thing full of dice and test tubes.
Yeah.
Little tubies.
It's a dice rack, not in like a spice rack.
So you guys can see that there's a number of ships that are being spread out. You can no longer see anything further than like the closest part of one of the blockades, but you can see it's thickened. There's a fleet of ships that joins up to it and doubles its ranks.
Too late for that, losers.
You're still out in kind of the open thinness. It's like the early afternoon.
Like, that blockade isn't blocking us from continuing southward, right? Okay, onwards we go.
The wind starts blowing sharply northward. It was the one. Like, it's cruel, and I'm gonna go with it, but, like, it was the die that made the decision. I'm just the one who's, like, willfully embedding it.
Yeah.
Maybe west?
I doubt we can see that far to be able to be like, is there a blockade potentially blocking these 2 land masses? But...
Well, let's go west and hope the wind changes.
You move 2 squares westward. From here, you can see that the blockade is staying in place. It looks like there's another, like, large dreadnought that started to, like, fan out into this bay near this, the island that kind of is in the center of it. The other one seems to be, like, you can see its sails poking out. It's on the far end of things. You're not sure if there's a blockade on the far end of the bay, but your map would suggest that there is one.
Yeah. Alright. How's the wind?
The wind is doing you no favors. It's going northwest.
Well, if we head south, at least it's not entirely against us.
Yeah, okay. South.
You start tacking against the wind. You're hugging the edge of where you start to lose torque. You move 1.5 squares southward. There's an uninhabited island here that you kind of skirt around.
Uninhabited island, eh?
Yeah. I doubt we want to hide out here, because that...
Because they'll see us?
Yeah.
You only see one ship. This is also a large enough island that you could hide on the far side. If they came to investigate, they'd find you very quickly, though.
Yeah.
There's only one dreadnought out on the seas right now.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. Although I guess I'll ask, the climate of that island, it isn't like a jungle. It's kind of like...
So this is a sparsely vegetated crag. A lot of it is like unclimbable, slick, lichen-covered rock, like really tough landforms. Although there is kind of a central mass that you can see. There's like some vines and thickets growing off of, 1 or 2 trees, but it's not really dense foliage.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, keep going, I guess.
The wind is going southeasterly.
Sail
Crokle this entire time has been advocating us to just go east into the water and just stop fucking dealing with these other ships.
That's spooky. That's spooky sailor stuff.
Unless you can communicate with storms, I think that's maybe a little riskier than we want to do right now.
I mean, I could potentially communicate with things causing storms.
Storm Shark?
This episode of Bloodwine sponsored by Storm Shark.
That sounds like okay, so Sharknado is a shitty, like, not even a B-list movie. It's like a D-list movie, right?
Yeah, it's lucky to even be on the
Storm
list.
Shark sounds like the ripoff of that's made with, like, 1/10 of the budget.
It's like H-list.
Storm Shark is like Sharknado if the tornado was shaped like a shark.
It's like you got A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list, which are about, like, you know, levels of prestige, and then you go below where it's about what you have. Like, they don't have boom mics, they have one camera, and it's at 720p. Like,
have you guys ever heard of or seen the movie called Ghost Shark?
No.
It's beautiful. The entire premise of the movie is that the shark is a ghost, but it still can only attack people if they're in water. So obviously, ocean's fair game. But then stuff keeps breaking, like pipes keep bursting, in order for Ghost Shark to just keep traveling around this aquarium, because they're in a fucking aquarium for some reason.
Why was it that, like, in the mid-2000s, there were, like, 10 straight years where anybody with a camera and a budget was, like,
Sharks, though.
Because they're good animals to be afraid of.
They are.
But now I'm picturing Storm Shark to have the similar premise, where the shark can only appear and travel through the rain that is caused by the storm. And I want this movie.
Have you guys seen The Lighthouse?
No.
Okay, The Lighthouse is a very good black and white, I don't want to say horror, because it's like a horror movie in the way that the old Frankenstein is a horror movie. It's a spooky movie.
Yeah.
But it's about sailor shit, and I feel like the same vibe. Like, if there's a shark that kills you, but it only comes when a big storm comes in, you gotta lean on the nautical tropes. There's gotta be omens, there's gotta be seabirds, like...
Yeah.
The problem is, what you've described, I think, is a JoJo stand.
Yeah, but I could point at, like, a random object in my room, and it's a JoJo stand.
No, but okay, so the Clash is a stand resembling a shark that appears in any body of water, no matter how small.
How about, instead of JoJo stands, we pick a direction?
South.
I said south.
Yeah, it's south. We go
south. It's all south? Okay. Back to JoJo stands while I do some rolls.
But, like, you said it needed a whole lot of, like, nautical tropes for something like Storm Shark. But I have a feeling that any shark movie that would come out like that would not have any of that. It would have none of that.
Yeah, what's it?
Like, maybe one. You get one. Pick your omen. That is the one omen that we get.
Red Sun.
Red Sun.
Oh, that's badass! There's a type of shark called a crocodile shark. Hell yeah!
There's some mean sharks out there.
There are some mean sharks there.
So you guys move 4 squares southward. You catch a far and strong wind, but as you get past one of the hamlets, you can see that all of their cruisers are currently checking in with, like, local boats, although they've noticed you. By the time you've passed them, you've picked up a distant tail from some light cruisers.
Is there a way to flag, oh, come on, we've already passed through 3 blockades, stop asking us?
Warning you! Stop asking!
You can see from the rear of one of them, it looks like one of the sailors is like about to jump off the decks and then shapeshifts and starts flying off towards one of the nearby settlements.
Can I shoot him?
He's far enough that you would have to make a weapon roll to aim your sniper shot.
Can I boon her shot?
I'll say for the damage, but not for the aim.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I go up to Otto and be like, can I get a wind printout for a long range projectile?
I don't think that would do Jane any good. Jane seems
so
like the type that the more facts and figures you give her, the more confused and like less competent she'll be.
Yeah.
It's a Han Solo type moment. Never tell me the wind printout.
You hear Otto quietly say, 1.2 meters per second, southeasterly, 26 degrees. Take +5 with the wind info.
Okay.
This guy's like, oh, forgot my lunch. I'll be right back, fellas.
You're steadied against the edge.
26.
You fire off a shot and shoot. You can see it sail, starts to catch the downward arc. The wind picks it up a little bit sideways. There's even like, I wouldn't describe it as a lift, but a cessation of falling that starts to come from beneath with a bit of a downdraft. And damage.
Oh!
Nice.
Eat shit, bud.
Yes. So you get full 6s on whatever you would normally roll on that one.
Oh my god.
Hell. Oh, yeah, okay, so that's 4 die. 4 times 6 is 12, 24 plus 6 is a 30.
So that's a 30 for the weapon roll, and then that would be inserted in all the sniper calculations. So I think that's plus 50 then doubled, so 160.
Oh my god. Yeah, 160.
You guys watch as Jane just kind of like quietly like listens to the thing, goes, was that 1.2? Otto goes, yep, 1.2, 26 degrees. You go, okay. You kind of nestle, you stop, you pick up the crossbow, you go to like a ridge in like the side, you're like leaning against it with your weight a little bit. You inhale, you exhale, and you go, click it, it gets caught by the wind, there's a little bit of a downdraft that slows it, catches a distant figure, and the figure arcs into the ocean. As this happens, you can see one of the ships kind of like drift off a little bit, another one going to kind of follow you a little, and it follows you for a little ways until it realizes it's not getting help, and then it starts to drift off as well.
I love that sort of like, we outclassed these ships so much that they went to try and like tell other people our location, and we just kind of went, no.
Could you imagine, man? Could you imagine being that guy? Your whole job is to like deliver messages, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a ship over the horizon. We think it might be bad. We think it's the ship we're looking for. Can you like go tell the big man? And you're like, yeah, sure. I'm a little bird, and then boom, smoked out of the blue. You're not even looking. God, that would suck.
And as we've confirmed in previous episodes, when you get hit like that, you shift back. And so he shifted back into a normal fucking person before smacking the water.
I'd like to imagine you're like 50 meters above the water, you're moving like laterally at speed, and there's like a moment where you're in like a humanoid form looking at the sun like Icarus going,
Of course,
God.
classical music has to play the entire fucking time you're falling in slow-mo. That is someone else's movie.
So the wind shifts to a stark northward direction.
The imperialist propaganda film has that scene play.
This is the future Rookers want. Lola, I'm a little messenger man, delivering my messages by hand, the old-fashioned way.
Look at me, I'm on a pony. I'm burdening the entire backbone of American infrastructure.
Okay, we're heading south.
So you are, like, tacking hard from side to side. As this happens, though, you're in, like, a large open area where the wind is kind of in little tumultuous and turbulent kind of spheres. As you make your way a bit... Sorry, I keep going from place to place trying to figure out the location here. As you make your way southward, you go from this screen to the next one, and you're actually about 3 deep. You start to have to weave back and forth as free ships are interceding and driving off Imperials. At least one of them you can see is in the middle of a cannon fight with another one, and it quickly disables the sail on one of the Imperial ships, and a second free ship starts circling the other one.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, so you are just away from that triangle, and that triangle is a boatfolk city.
Boatfolk. That's true.
Now, boatfolk, I bet you they could repair a boat.
Yeah.
You know what? I bet they could.
The other thing, though, is I bet the boatfolk would not be happy about us dragging an entire goddamn Imperial dreadnought to their happy little shore.
I mean,
Is it
they
following?
might.
You don't see it behind you.
It's not followed. Like, it knows which way we went.
Does it?
It knows we escaped into boatfolk territory.
Can I make a politics roll to see if the boatfolk have secret piers that we could secret dock so the Imperials can't find us?
Roll it.
That's a 4.
A 4. These are boatfolk, and you are out here doing illegal, smuggly-ass pirate shit. You're friends. You count as friends. Sure, they'll help you.
Alright.
I don't know. I'm suspicious.
Bilgy!
Remember, pirates don't steal from others.
Hey, Bilgy, what's the odds that we could kind of get the help and refuge we so desperately need down with the boat folks here?
Well, honest business, honest truth. Makes a sailor's life go well.
Just roll into dock. We blew up some Imperial!
Yeah, you guys, you're outside like a reasonably sized, like this is a village, so like, this isn't just the fishing ships to sustain the locals, like there's a few trade ships coming and going, but very small ones. There's enough room in an open pier that they kind of see you coming, and they've identified the fact that there's obvious splinters in your vessels.
I mean, we could probably keep going until we
Yeah,
get back to the
I
port
don't think we should
to.
stop here. Our ship is not in such dire need that we need to stop here. And I think this is too obvious of a spot for us to stop.
Alright, in that case, I think that's where I'm going to cut this session. You have a good, day or two of sail left, but from here, you are in boatfolk waters, so you have backup and you have support.
Woo.
So it would be, protected sailing until you get back to the rookeries. When we come back next week, I think we start 2 out of 3 rookery training sessions. I think you guys wanted Iron Quill. You have a chance to swap that out for, weird sea hippie, if you really want the sea hippie. But I got the impression that you did not want the sea hippie.
I don't want the
No.
sea hippie.
Oh my god.
It's harsh on my buzz.
Could you imagine being a business with contractors and you say, hey, go out and do this mission? And I'm like, yeah, sure we will. And then you don't see them for literally a day. And they come back yeah, so while we had no direction, while we didn't have active orders, something to do,
We made an ink bomb and sort of, kind of left it for the Empress to open, and,
A police officer was rude to us.
I especially like that.
We horrifyingly choked him out on the edge of the ship, and then, like...
I especially like the growing bullshit of, like, the Rookery just starts being like, oh god, we left the bilge water without a job for a week. What did they do? What the fuck did they do?
I mean, the good news is they could always just ask Sun. Anyone could just ask Sun.
I feel like Sun would just be like, well, these are the following 6 altercations we had with specific cannon fire numbers and number of munitions expelled. Here's a report.
All of auto printed off, nice and neat.
Yeah.
Speaking of report, you guys can come back later on to report in on the goings-on at the SS Showswater at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. We're here at twitch.tv/Croden_live. The rules for this game, the most recent published version is at bloodwine.fandom.com. It's getting old, but also I haven't finished writing, so I guess it's just old. It's done when it's done. It's a passion project. It's not for profit.
Yep.
Alright, what do we have coming up?
Well, tomorrow I'll be starting up Halo ODST with my buddy Cam. It's going to be fun. I've never really played ODST as far as the Halo games go.
The only thing I remember from ODST is all my friends had Halo, but I didn't because I didn't have like a mainline gaming console because video game bad? Video game bad was like a vague sentiment that persisted a little bit late on. So like I had access to some video games by the time I was a teenager, but like they were still like, ooh, but Nintendo, not Xbox.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I only played it at friends' houses. So my experience with ODST is it's the one you make bases in. That's all I know.
Nope. That's Halo Wars.
Is that Halo Wars? Can you not make bases in ODST?
Yeah, ODST is a shooter, but you're not Master Chef.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I'm
you're
not so
thinking of the Lego Indiana Jones game, but the second one where you can customize levels.
Maybe.
You're the civilians in ODST, right?
Oh, that
No,
sucks ass.
you're a dropship trooper.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. Sorry. By civilians, I mean regular
You're the
people.
guy not in power armor. Yes.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Okay, if you had to make a game where you're playing as a civilian, would you rather be the Halo universe or the goddamn Half-Life 2 universe?
Let's be honest, anything that revolves around that great man-myth hero fantasy where there's someone who's saving the entire world because they're super great, being a person sucks. You are an agent and a subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have agency. You're just... you are neither an agent nor a subject. You are an object and you are acted upon.
I would like to live in the most uninteresting town ever that is not big enough to have any sort of military force prevalent in there. That way, there's no reason for a story to happen here. This is no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
question.
See, I would make the joke about, like, there's the Marvel universe with people getting just, like, wiped by collateral damage, but that they made the entirety of Amazon's The Boys. So...
Yeah, I haven't seen that because I think I get it.
Honestly, no. If you think you get it, you have the right start point for watching The Boys.
Yeah, that's the way to go with it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I have to watch The Boys.
Genuinely, I had to stop watching Marvel movies. I literally worked at a theater during, like, I started working when the first Avengers came out, and I kept going, like, I think all the way up to just before Infinity War. And, like, I have the worst superhero fatigue, and The Boys is the cure.
Oh shit.
It is a pump of life into superheroes by basically taking the question, inverting, and then interrogating it back of, like, what is a superhero and why are superheroes and how are superheroes? It's about big pharma and shit. It's weird, but good. It's good times.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the Watchmen again, but no, that actually sounds.
Are we?
No,
stream?
okay, yeah, we are ending the stream. I'm doing Halo ODST tomorrow. We're gonna try and see what skulls we can get going. We're gonna try and see if we can make these ODST fly because that was a fun skull.
What the hell
And
does
then-
ODST stand for?
Orbital Dropship Trooper.
Please cut the stream. I have to take a piss.
Open TTD on Saturday. best town ever. Goodbye, everybody.
Little Shining Marie.